Late Shift is the full-motion video crime thriller all about a student called Matt who winds up getting involved in the robbery of an auction house.
Sorry, if I had that kind of money, I wouldn't spend it on a fucking sideboard. Sorry.
So, what do I think of the game? Well, to answer that, let's head back in time to Halloween 2016 when I reviewed The Bunker as part of my gaming horathon. The Bunker was another live-action game published by Wales Interactive and was all about exploring a mysterious nuclear bunker by pointing and clicking on things. It had your puzzles, it had collectibles. Late Shift, on the other hand, is straight up about making a series of decisions as to what you want to happen next in the plot. Now, to be fair, these decisions did have quite an impact on how the story unfolded, and even after playing through the game multiple times, there's still a good chance you won't see all of the different scenes and characters that the game has to offer, with each of its unique 7 endings. And it's not like Dragon's Lair where the game abruptly ends if you make the wrong choice. You can't really fail at this game. No, regardless of what you chose to do, the whole thing did always play out like a movie and reached some sort of conclusion, be it a good one or a bad one. And that's really where the game shines, the way it encourages you to play through it multiple times and see how your different options can change things by the end.
A myriad of possible decisions, and I picked the one that ends in me being a freak. Well done.
You could do one playthrough where you are actively trying to stop the robbery. You could do one where you did what you were told. You could do one after a couple of beers where you always try to do the asshole option. So, say a hot girl wants to borrow the keys to someone else's Maserati. Yeah, sure, why not? Who cares? What's the worst that could happen? Oh dear. Well, at least there's always consequences to your actions.
Oh, fuck you! Fuck you!
Occasionally though, it did feel like the game was tricking you into thinking you had freedom of choice, when really there was always going to be the same outcome, regardless of what you chose to do. For example, say it gave the option to run away. Well, for the sake of the story, they can't just let you run away, so they had to stop you. But then, if either of my options was always going to lead to the same outcome, then what was the point of me even having a choice?
If the choice catch you with it, you are dead. If you destroy it, you are dead. If you bring it back here, you are dead.
Doesn't really answer my question now, does it?
One thing which I just don't understand is why at times some of the audio levels are so bad. There were moments when you just couldn't hear what was being said because they were being too quiet.
When Simon gives the word, move out to the middle of the corridor and wait for the guard to come to you. Just say you got lost looking for the box.
And the option menu didn't exactly help much, because rather than letting you change the voice, music and sound effect volume separately, it just gave you the option to change the overall volume. But isn't that just what a TV remote's for? Overall then, I did enjoy Late Shift for its interesting story and for all the different ways that certain events could unfold. There was something memorable about it, and for anyone after a bunch of easy trophies, this one is an absolute goldmine. Thanks for watching.